Right, welcome back. Now, we've now finished our enemies table, and we've also added a fight table. So we can check off our first part to this. The next thing we need to do is edit our player table, and we need to add experience and levels. So we'll go back to our tables, and we'll go to players. Right, I've added 3 new fields onto this. We've got our current experience, our total experience, our player level. Now our current experience will be obviously the experience we've currently gained. Our total experience will be the amount of experience we need in order to level up. Now what we need to do, we will start off with needing 100 experience, and we'll start off at level 1. So have to edit these now. We also need to go into our enemies table, and we need to add a field into this and just call it experience. We'll leave it as an integer because our enemies will need to give off experience, so we need to give them some sort of experience to hand out at the end of a battle. So our first 2 blobs will give low-ish experience. Our thick and swift blob can both give 10 experience, and Blobzilla, we will make him give off 25 experience, so it's worth actually battling him. Right, so now we've done our tables, we can check that one off. Right, our basic fighting. Now you might want to handle this differently, but for the sake of the tutorial, what I'm going to do is add 2 links, one saying attack and the other one saying run. Our attack link we'll link to the same page and we'll give it an action of attack, and we can do the same with the run, but give this one an action of run. Now we want to handle all of this inside of our else statement, because we don't want to come into a new battle and have someone put one of the actions and strike sort of straight away. We want to give them a chance to run without being attacked themselves. So what we want to do is we want to make this if is set action and is not empty action. Now, if these aren't, if it isn't empty and it is set, we've then got two actions to deal with. We've got our attack and we've got our run. What we'll do is we'll deal with the run first. Right, so what I've done here is if our action variable equals run, we want to randomize a number. Now I've done it between 0 and 100 again. And what I've put here is if it's less than 51, we then want to say that they ran away, and we want to remove the information from the database, which is telling the system that we're in a battle. If it was over 50, then we just want to say you failed to run away. If we fail to run away, we also then want to have the enemy attack as, let's say, sort of like a punishment for trying to run away in the first place. But for now, what we'll do is we will test this by echoing out the message. There we go. We've got an attack and we've got a run. Attack won't do anything, but run, saying you failed to run. And there we go. You ran away, you coward. Okay, so now let's deal with running away. Actually being able to run away. So what I've done here is I've simply just said delete from the fight table where our user ID equals our session user ID, limit it to 1, and then I'm just forcing them back to the play.php page. You can, if you want to, spend some time and have it display a message saying that you ran away, but for quickness I'm not going to do that. So now when it comes to testing, when we run, we failed to run. Now obviously I've just run away because it sent me back to the play.php page. Now if I go to fight, you see our table is now empty again because our instance has been deleted. We go back into the fight and I'm fighting Blobzilla. Again, I was able to run away. And we're back to Swift Blob. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to make the enemy attack if you fail to run away. So we need to think of some sort of calculation to give the enemy's strength a bit of variance rather than its basic strength that's stuck in a database. Okay, so our calculation is the attack is the enemy's strength plus a random number between 0 and 5, and our defense is our defense, the player's defense plus a random value between 0 and 5. We then calculate the damage by using the attack minus the defense, and if the damage is less, so it should be damage is less than 1, what we want to do is we want to have the damage equal 1, so some damage is being done all the time. else it will equal the damage. And we just have a message saying the enemy name attacked you and caused X amount of damage. Now I've reduced the runaway chance to 0 so we can test this out. So if we come to there and we go to run, failed, Swift Blob attacked you and caused 1 damage. Now because of our defense stat and the enemy's attack stat, I don't think we're ever going to get above 10 for the enemy to cause damage, more than 1 damage. Although we should do, because it's got an enemy strength of 8. So 8 plus whatever the random value. There you go. You see it just changed to 2. So it will do a bit of damage to us, but obviously we've got 50 HP. So it will take a bit of time to kill us off. So it says here you failed to run, and then the Swift Blob attacks you and caused 2 damage. Now we want to go back to our script and we want to reduce that damage from our HP. So we've got a simple update query here saying we want to update our user HP with this variable here, which is our current HP that we set up here, minus the damage, and then we update it. So we'll run that query. And you will start to see our HP. We will start losing HP. So it causes 1 damage. And again, something's going wrong. Okay, error fixed. So you see, caused 1 damage. And again, you can notice our HP is slowly being chipped away. What we need to do is we need to check to see if our player dies, and we can get sent back to the play.php screen if our player dies.